this time around, they are not locked into those same operators. That is not a thing. That 15-second rule means they can change a little bit, and right now ImmenZ are thinking about it. They had a pulse there before, now they're bringing a bandit.
And they saw the no Thatcher, and now they're going to play that.
They didn't see the no Thatcher.
Oh, that's right.
They have no way of knowing what the attackers are bringing to the table. So they just deciding that actually maybe the pulse wasn't the best of idea. They are going to bring the bandit out instead, and yes, now you mentioned the no Thatcher could come back to bite Vitality in the backside here. We'll have to wait and find out. This isn't the worst bomb site to attack without a Thatcher though, because the different angles and the locations do allow you to shoot the bandit quite easily from that over-the-top reinforcement area.
Right.
But it's still going to be a little bit of a pain to do. So we've got one camera inside the A bomb site, already spotted that. Well, heard the drone and didn't want to throw his next camera out before killing it. Couldn't find it. Throws it out anyway, so one in the garage as well. Come back to his arm. Also note, by the way, the shotgun here on Valkyrie. Shotguns were something which we didn't see at all in the early weeks of console, but started to re-emerge again towards the end, and there is that redundancy for the
5 seconds remaining.
And there have been a lot of adjustments made to shotguns as well.
That's true.
Attackers recovered the bomb. Attackers objective is to defuse a bomb.
Out of the window. Have no way to check the cameras. So we have to wait and see if someone on the team chooses to use them to find out what kind of vision that one outside can use. Because right now, he is going back towards this ladder room, sitting down underneath to try and find anyone that may drop in through that garage. And I believe, there we go, checks his own cameras. So here's the one in and around towards the lockers. Here's the one in the garage. Here's the outside. And this is the outside. Actually doesn't give a whole lot of important information there.
You could have spent an extra little second there to kind of get it a little bit over to the, maybe to its left some.
So into the garage comes Ash, and immediately gets met by Climax, and these don't really land too much damage, but Climax will eventually fall. Didn't quite have the reload, and Crisco hunts him down with the ammo left in his clip.
Loading new mag.
Magazine.
Sorry, magazine. Clips all magazines together. Here is Squall, not on any corner, so you're already wrong there. Just standing on top of the tires.
Attackers have recovered their
Well, he's being a fool. He should be in a corner.
He's actually the only one outside right now. The rest of them are one other person out here to the journey, while the rest of the team are quickly close to the insides.
drone is ready.
Went in through the backside and he's come back out. Now we'll open up the top of this reinforcement. Instead of using Ash for it, they haven't actually reinforced that second. Bandit trying to find a location for him. He's actually nowhere near that. Inside the B bomb site. Shotgunning down Crisco as she tried to drop down from that garage into the ladder room. To be fair, doing it way early. The rest of the team aren't really in a position to help her out here.
Right.
There's the wall to lockers, the thermite open. Bandit heading into the corner. There. Down to a minute on the clock, and not a whole lot of progress here made by Vitality, but they've got this man on the stairs watching the cross. They're going to be able to get to the lockers soon. I suspect they're going to start the pressure onto the A-bomb side shortly, as they know only one player is going to be in here, and they've got coverage of anyone that may be able to support it. Blackbeard drops down, gets himself pinned in the corner, but is away from that smoke. And here comes the Buck drop to Buck into the lockers. Buck just gets spotted by can't land any kill blows, and then he gets surrounded from all sides, but Bandit will immediately push in to try and help him out before he gets shut down by Bios on the stairs. Furious G has reloaded and takes down the next one, and as wow, the last man tries to push in. Squall's there too. Vitality showing exactly why they stomped so hard last season. Located everyone, figured out what they needed to do to push, all pushed as one, and then were immediately there to cover the counter.
Well, almost all pushed as one. Ash picked up that first kill.
True.
Who's playing Ash? Crisco?
Crisco.
Crisco was playing Ash, and of course, picked up that first kill, which was great. But I definitely agree, he kind of just sort of jumped down on his own. But the sweep came with the rest of them pretty quickly.
Yeah, track that location and make sure of it. So straight into round number 2 then. Defense now for Vitality.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
You are not bringing a Valkyrie to the table. Bringing a pulse. And it is on Crisco. And it is a shotgun again.
well.
Also things to note that there have been a couple of site changes in this match. So we're going to see a few more reflex sites.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Is true.
Definitely going to be seeing more reflex sites.
Both are shotguns. But on the two roaming Jaeger and GST-9 operators Bandit, both
10
running hollow
seconds
sites. Furious G also running too. I'd expected this to be the ACOG.
5 seconds left.
It's the only gun they're, one of the two guns they're running to run it. And
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers
But
are
with
moving out to locate a
the,
bomb
arguably
and
still not
defuse it.
enough, but with the lighting changes as well, I think that's given kind of an indirect buff to 1X sites as well. A big thing people liked about the ACOG was that you could just see better into things when you were in the off light. And now that there's been some tweaks to some extent, it's made it a little bit easier, I think, to use 1X to actually see into rooms.
that is true. We also have a 1X going on. Wow, running that holographic sight on. Here's Blackbeard. Once again, not on a corner.
It's corner-ish.
As he's backing up, Equinox is pushing in this other side of the bomb site into the dining room upstairs, grabbing control of these floors, and immediately finds Furious D, who dropped behind him.
Did not
Didn't
see him
even
at all.
See that Equinox was sitting there.
Wow.
Interesting. I mean, Vitality were already running a 3-person roam setup here,
Right.
which was weird. One of them being his Rook, even weirder. And then that just...
That was something.
Yeah. So, Bios and Criscu, the last two men left standing upstairs, and they are both inside this garage. Criscu trying to track people with that heartbeat sensor. Squall playing in A with his shotgun, and Anthrax playing in B with his longer range. So that setup is not too bad. As we now see the pressure coming forward from men. Climax dropping into the kitchen. Doesn't realize how close he is to those two remaining roomers. The rest of his team start to push and pressure from the outside down in towards below they drop. He's made a hole right above the ladder. Thinking about going on in there as he watched Bandit drop down underneath it. Does he know where the shotgun is? He does now. Criscu heartbeat sends him through the wall but can't actually land any killing blows, and it does force him to push back and run away. A little bit of damage, but has fallen out. Now he sees Criscu run to the right-hand side, looks for him to come back across, and takes his head clean off as he does so. Vitality down 2 men without making any kind of impact here on the attacking squad, as here comes the immense push. Squall, the last man in A with a shotgun, is doing what he can at range, but Anthrax will help him out by taking down one before he's being picked off. Squall down but not out inside the objective. Did the same to Weekend, but Weekend has got teams in support to hopefully revive him.
Maybe.
Anthrax is taking down Climax as well. It's now the last man actually standing here for Vitality, and he will find Blackbeard. Too many shots into the shield, and wow, credited with both the remaining kills. Did actually go down himself at the end, but it is a train back and forth.
Yeah. Vitality was very interesting that round with their defense ideas.
There was a more chaotic push from ImmenZ, like felt a little bit more one at a time, definitely not as coordinated as Vitality, but
right.
Vitality having that 3-man room set up and losing them all for ultimately no real reason.
Right, no, it was hardly a time thing, and they didn't pick up any trades.
Just kind of lost them out in the round.
Yeah.
But if those two players that had died were actually downstairs, that could have easily been a very different round for them.
Right, especially to put 2 people in the red garage, and you know, I imagine the idea is that person's gonna fight somebody, so why not stack up 2, try to get that trade at the very least, and then kind of back off. But ultimately, lost them both up there anyway.
Yeah. So back on defense of the basement goes ImmenZ. They've got a second chance at doing this. They are, of course, still 1-1. So losing that first round is not too catastrophic. Dual back into the garage, throws another camera out there, did another one in A.
10 seconds to insert.
Now heading upstairs again with the remaining camera. Throw it outside the front door. See if he can land it in a better spot within the tree this time. He's got more time to line it up. Now he does give it a good chuck before heading back down again. And leaving Climax as the last man out and around from a different spot on the bomb site. Bringing in a red dot site this time around. Pistons. Vicious. Checking them all.
Did you say the pistol is ambitious? Oh, alright.
The thing to note here about Baghdad's weapon is that was a lot of ammo to break open that door.
Yeah.
20 shots per magazine. He only carries 5 magazines, which sounds like a lot, but ultimately
Goes by pretty quick.
vanishes. Yeah. So Anthrax picked up the first kill in the rounds. They already took down that roamer on the floor above and started to great control while the rest of their drones will check out remaining parts of the map. Now here it is. It's on camera. While they wait. ImmenZ this time around, yes, losing that roamer again, but the rest of them are playing very cautiously downstairs while still sitting here underneath the ladder. Slightly different position where he was before though, so he's still expecting that push to come in soon.
Right.
Can't out into that little dugout. It's a push to come in, and here it does arrive. Once again, Bandit not worried about trying to stop it.
Drones up and running.
Attackers drop the bomb.
This weekend picks up first kill on Therma as he tries to run in through that wall that he just opened. Does take a lot of damage for it, but we'll smoke it out, and that is the diffuser down too. Whether or not Weekend knows about it, we'll have to wait and see. The 2 members of Vitality still up top waiting, and this is what we saw before, that one player tries to go very much solo to begin with and just throws his life away a little bit unnecessarily. And Anthrax came back out. Chris Kuhn, not the man to suicide this time, but is still around. On the stairs again goes Bios, and Squall is looking to pressure in towards A. Anthrax with him. Anthrax goes in first and immediately takes down Weekend, pre-firing the corner, knew where to expect him, but Bios has been taken down on the stairs by Equinox. Now, wow, downed inside the ladder as Chris Kuhn knew to expect him there too.
Attackers are activating.
Only 2 defenders left up. 3 attackers. Equinox darts back and past Squall's crosshairs.
Good little dip.
Gets away with it. Dip, duck, dive and dash. Knows Chris Kuhn still in his ladder room somewhere. Got to find that corner. Finds him downed. Squall has taken out Owns at the same time though, so it is still 2 attackers left up, and they've got the diffuser down. Equinox has got to find them both. He's going to have suspicions in their location. Thinks one's outside, pre-firing every little spot he can find. Knows they're behind the desk now, but doesn't have much bullets left.
Defenders
Doesn't need
eliminated.
a bullet when he's dead as soon as he comes through the door. Anthrax
Doesn't need much of anything.
finishing him off.
It's interesting. I thought Vitality had a smoother push there, despite actually losing more numbers than their initial one. Like the pinch was much better executed with Krisku that round, and he actually picked up that first kill. And but ultimately, they actually died more, despite.
Which is a good sign in sense for ImmenZ. I mean,
Yeah.
they were learning, they were understanding where these pushes would come from.
Right.
They were adapting to it, but
Because they did ultimately do the same exact push, just with Krisku actually holding back for a minute. So ImmenZ knew that and actually took care of him, just not quite enough.
no, they were still just losing out those important firefights.
Right.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
But
attackers.
it's now once again their opportunity to try and defend this basement. Again, not switching up their operators at all, not bringing these extra cameras in.
And again, I think it's what I'd expect from the previous season's top team was anything that they can run from the last season and get away with and keep doing it over and over again, they're going to keep doing, just because I would assume they're practicing new things. I'm sure they're learning things with Valkyrie. I'm sure they're doing all kinds of stuff like that. But if they can start off the season just doing what they did last season and not give anything to any of the new teams, not show them anything else, and then just start busting it all out closer to the end.
5 seconds to go.
I also just think, is there really a need for extra cameras on Hereford? I don't think
Attackers
so.
recovered the bomb diffuser.
I mean,
Attackers are moving
the
on.
MPX by itself is a great weapon as
It's
well.
using the shotgun there.
That's
So
true. That's true.
It's clearly not being used for the MPX, it's just for the cameras, and those cameras actually giving them any extra information? Not really.
Especially on, yeah, like you said, the basement push. Again, I think if we do make it to some of the top floor plays, things like that, I think we will definitely see way more of a use for them.
Mm-hmm.
But for that basement push, they're gonna drop down the ladder and they're gonna come in the side, and maybe somebody makes it down to the stairs. But that's
And
it
even the stairs
every
weren't
time.
cambered, right? It was the only place that was cambered but actually had a player in at any point where you might not have normally known them there was the garage.
Right.
And now you're used to that. Don't need a camera to tell you that Chris is probably going to come from that push. And hell, anyone pushing the A-bomb site doesn't have someone in garage, you're probably going to lose that round. So
Right.
you know to expect someone from there, and if someone doesn't show up there, oh well. So yeah, I don't think the camera info is particularly important, and well, Vitality is showing that yeah, we don't need a camera to tell us there's someone in there, we can just cover it anyway.
Yeah.
As it is. ImmenZ do have Ash already inside, trying to pre-fire the stairs, but no one on there. Weekend is now also here on Thatcher. Inside as Dewau heads back out, looking for another angle to make the most of his shield. And we'll go to join him now that he's finished journeying a little way. Furious G down at the back of the B site, watching the stairs. He's got Anthrax there close by, but he has a nice big kill hole into the doorway where he picked up a couple of important kills last time they were defending, even if it didn't secure the round. Nelson tries to thermite battery trick the wall, but does fail and gets opened up. So Lockers is exposed. Squall hiding behind his shield again. Didn't do much work last time around with that shotgun, but has the second chance.
Yeah, definitely feel that the Bandit battery trick is kind of just a dead strategy at this point.
Bomb located by attackers.
Comes in. Squall spotted right where he is. His batteries are still sitting on that wall because the big one is the one that would open. Looking to pre-fire Squall's head, but he doesn't need to move. Squall's got an angle on them when they get inside, and before they get inside, he doesn't care. So, Owen's looking to do something on here, but there's no EMPs left, so there's nothing he can do about it. Anthrax trading shots with Weekend, and Anthrax will win that fight. Trancing back and forth before Dewau takes down Bios, but Climax has been downed inside the garage. It is only a 3-man attack now. He's got no one close enough to help him, and Squall immediately stops that by meaning Equinox is the last man. He's taking down Anthrax, but can't even finish him while he's down because Squall has pushed out from inside the A-bomb site to get the last kill, and that's how you play shotgun inside A.
Yep. Much more solidified defense by Vitality that round.
Didn't stick his head up, didn't give himself that opening from the outside, and just sat there behind that shield for them to come inside.
And again, like you said, there's no reason. Just the same reason that they don't need a camera out there. They know they're going to be out there. There's no point in looking to find out. And they know that they're going to come inside at some point to try to plant the bomb. So just sit there. You have a shotgun. You're going to win.
Showing discipline and much more patience, and yes, okay, ImmenZ knew exactly where to expect them from, but because they couldn't get control of the garage, because Sledge gets downed while he's in there, Climax had no impact, because they didn't get control of the stairs. There's no pressure on Squall from any other angle, and Shotgun's going to win every time over someone coming through that doorway.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Vitality first defense win on the basement. ImmenZ looking to try and replicate it again. Still using a similar setup, but the Bandit's been swapped out for Pulse. What are they planning to do with the Pulse? He is running himself an UMP-45 instead of the shotgun that we saw coming out of Criscu on defensive Pulse. Are they going to manage anything with it? Owen's still, of course, running his shotgun. Putting his cameras in slightly different locations, but ultimately still giving a similar set of information for his team, as they are continuing to set up their defenses on the floors above and below.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
They need to try and figure out how to better support this man here inside the A-bomb site. It's going to be Climax this time. He's running an SMG and not a shotgun. First round they left that unreinforced and made a kill hole so we can see anyone that got into lockers this time and the time before. They've locked it up.
Which might not be the worst idea. I mean, yes, he's an extra eye, an extra gun on lockers, but I think the desire to plant an A, especially as they've obviously, it's happened twice now, where Vitality's just swept 4 people right through that door, or 2 through the door and 2 right in lockers. Having him be focused solely on defending that door, I think, is probably the better idea. Yeah. If he can pick up those gunfights and keep that door safe, then the rest of the team can worry about the locker. Well, rest of the team minus Equinox.
That just ran straight up the stairs, through Anthrax's crosshairs, and didn't see him.
Right. And Pulse, no less. The one who's... Yeah. He wasn't wearing that blindfold, was he?
Criscu now coming up as well. They're going to try and clear these floors out above. They suspect there's a player in here. And they suspect correctly. Sledging open the walls, and wow, Criscu with a good flick on the weekend. That is why he was such a standout player last season. Now, of course, you saw on our rosters, we have a section for standout players it was currently not filled in. We were giving players and teams a chance to make their mark at the start of this season instead of basing on their previous performance, but Crisco there made a play for it. Climax coming out, reveals himself for the C4 and does a lot of damage to Crisco, but can't finish him. Does peek out now to do that job. Gets him down and finishes him off, but will be down for his own trouble. Not down, in fact, he's just got a tiny sliver of health. 1 HP left.
1 HP in a dream.
As he gets back downstairs, but it's not going to matter as the rest of his team are dead. Squall taking out Owens there to round it out. Now DeWow with smoke as Climax, the last 2 players standing. Climax going up the stairs inside his own smoke to try and pick someone off. Will be killed as he comes back down. Squall's there with that Blackbeard to deal with that.
And again, gave up that door control.
Yep, and that allowed them in. Look at how many players are inside the A bomb site now. 3 of them around it. DeWow's got to kill them all to make this work. Not going to happen. Anthrax comes down, drop through the single into the lockers, takes DeWow down before they'd even completed the plant.
And that's the... I mean, ultimately, they didn't pick up many gunfights as it was, and, you know, their roamers got chewed apart, but the big difference with Vitality is just having that one dedicated person who's just staring at the door. He has no other purpose in life, fully depending on his team to do everything else everywhere else, which is what they're there for. And instead, they're kind of like, well, I'll watch the door, but I might run out to the stairs a couple times. And, you know, and I think, yeah, he did pick up the kill on Crisco, which was great, but leaving himself with 1 HP and, you know, a split between running back and forth, not the way to do it.
You also have to know that every time ImmenZ moved from their locations, because Vitality knew what those locations were,
right,
that as soon as you walked out of it, someone was there to shoot you, and as a result, that decimated that ImmenZ team. So,
exactly.
Right, I'm going to move away from my spot in A to try and help my team defend the stairs, and you got away with it, but the rest of his team then rotating to cover that other angle, they all just got slaughtered.
Exactly.
Vitality just ready and know it. Now though, they're on to defense for a different location, upstairs to the TV room and kitchen room. Now, slight changes to Tachenka in the last patch has given him more places to put down this turret.
Yep.
And be useless. But he is opening up this wall between bomb sites once again. Not the entire way across this time around, just from this side. So now a player can hide here behind this A bomb and fire and look straight in through towards the B bomb, and that's B window. So it's a long sight line for someone inside to defend with.
Yep.
This is where I'd like to see someone with an ACOG perhaps do it. Maybe this SMG-11.
Oh yeah, the 11, sure. Yep, there it is.
There it is. It's going to sit at the back here. And now we can see outside, despite the sun glare, a little bit easier because of the ACOG, and of course just the sheer range of it, meaning that it makes it easier for him. Around the cameras that Anthrax has placed, where have you put them for this site? Because this is, as we mentioned, perhaps a little bit more important than it was for the basement because of how big and spread out it is.
Right.
Will you show us where you put them? You are running the shotgun as well. Perhaps not, but I suspect and hope there's a couple more outside, as you mentioned, because of the window plate.
And just a lot more places to enter the building from now, which means, you know, a couple cameras outside to see where they're kind of putting the pressure certainly wouldn't hurt.
There we go.
And
Perfect.
that would be one of them.
Shows that window. One in garage still. There's a nice spot. Checking the 2 of them. Where'd you put the others, buddy? You know you want to show it. I'd like to see Blackbeard peek that window from a range, because we saw there he cannot go inside of it because Bios has got a kill hole down through the floor, which would immediately shoot over his shield and onto his noggin. But as it is, he's pushing into the garage actually. Still not the worst position, but to be fair, there are a few bad places to push when you've got a giant shield in front of your face.
Yeah.
Down the stairs, immediately rushes Weekend and does grab one. I managed to take down the Pulse. The floors are there, but Equinox is traded out by Bios quickly. Now Equinox has revealed himself, but Owens will manage to shut him down. Taking half of his health for the trouble, but there's one less defender, and yeah, definitely worth. That's interesting.
Done.
Down through the floor, Weekend tries to shoot, but there's nobody there. He also managed to blow open the trapdoor behind him, which was thermitable. Inside the dining room, hides Squall. Reinforcing the window outside, goes to Anthrax. Now he doesn't have that player helping him out. Furious G takes Weekend down as to reveal himself from behind the A-bomb as he dropped through that trapdoor. Anthrax starting to be a bit more flexible with his position here inside the B site. He's got to try and cover inside the red-containing garage. Climax taking down Squall in the dining room, and now he is fighting back and forth with the smoke, but Anthrax has got 2 pinned here inside the garage. They know where he is. They should fight this from range, but Ownge is coming very close to this door, and the shotgun's going to win that all the time. Shotgun sees him, shotgun takes Ownge down, and that's the diffuser dropped. Anthrax immediately repositioned before getting the second one, and Climax will down Furious G, but they trade it 1 for 1. In comes DeWow to try and deal with him, and it's not going to be enough because Anthrax's shotgun will go right around and through that shield, and Vitality take map number 1, despite the odds being against them in that last round. This is their map, this is Kanal, but do you really think there's much more that they could have done and learned on this map?
I mean, ultimately, like we said, they had decent positioning, but they didn't stick to it. They didn't trust in each other enough, and I think, and I believe they've had a few roster changes too. So it's
did a couple.
Yeah, so it's a newer team and all that. Whereas a big thing with Vitality is they've stuck with those 5, which is very evident in their gameplay. Like you can just see 99% of the time that synergy with them, that moving as a unit, whereas ImmenZ has it, they have the positioning and they do it, but ultimately they kind of just sort of panic when things start to move and give up positions, give up spots, and give up angles that they shouldn't give up, that they should rely on a different teammate to cover. And if they can't adjust and start trusting in their own team more, I think ultimately Vitality is going to keep exploiting that and tearing them apart.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And I mean, the play we saw from Vitality that won that first map wasn't so much that they had these fancy spots, they had these little angles to hold and whatnot. It's just they were the better team.
Yeah, they're just winning gunfights.
So we'll see if that continues and travels over. ImmenZ will be, of course, attacking first, and as suspected, they will go towards the top floor here, where Vitality will be holding their defense, and they've got themselves that Blackbeard in tow. It is a big deal when attacking so many windows. So can they really make use of his unkillability?
Unkillability. I don't know if that's a word.
I made it a word.
All right, I'll take it. You said it with confidence, so we'll run with it.
We'll do it. So, upstairs we go. We have a Valkyrie once again. Furious G, as we mentioned, running this instead of Anthrax last time, like they did on Hereford. So these guys are definitely versatile. There's a couple of windows that are open already.
10 seconds remaining.
Throw that out until, no, not until, so he's waiting till 0 seconds to throw it out, and hasn't placed a single other camera yet. So this one is of utmost importance, apparently. There we go. Out it goes. Where are you going to send the other 3? To be fair, nowhere needed it on the top floor internally, so he's going to throw it out literally onto the other camera spot.
I think it'll sit right on that little like quad con out there.
Yeah, I think it sits on the corner of that.
Which would be very hard to shoot unless they go up to the roof, look back down, then see it. And it will cover all those windows, which is great.
If they don't get spotted by it, they may not even know it's there. But the small problem they had is that they'd already shot the main cameras. They may have been looking in that direction, so they might have seen it come out. We'll find out.
Right.
That one then up on top of the server room. Normally, I'd put the third one here out in the front. You can throw it on the lamppost to the southeast corner, and then it covers that entire like balcony section outside the B windows. But as it's already very late for that, peeking those windows right now is a big risk. And Weekend is already shooting at him from outside, thanks to those drones having found him downstairs. But he's keeping one spare with him there. So upstairs, Squall and Anthrax are the 2 players still holding in, and this is where it landed. So actually hit the floor instead of going in on top of that. This one is really nice, watching these other 2 windows. Good coverage of the building. Chris Scoot downstairs with them, and right down in the basement, in the garage in fact, is Bios B. Also checking the camera scene. Is there somewhere he can peek out of either of these garage doorways and shoot onto a repelling enemy?
Right.
But no one is there right now. Let's have a look at DeWow's Blackbeard. Cracks open a window, misses the shots onto Chris Scoot, and he's actually repelling here by the model building. So safe from any outside peek, but is doing a lot of damage towards Chris Scoot's position and forcing him to reposition and run around at the moment. G back in the hallway. Chris Scoot just about escaping death there. Equinox is pushing inside, and Chris Scoot's going to know who's there. Misses the camera with the pre-fire. Doesn't see the hole in the wall. prone underneath it. Bios peeked out underneath and has taken out Weekend, and has actually grabbed a second kill onto Buck as well. A lot of push being done here by ImmenZ on towards this bomb site. Will take Crisco down, but now Furious G is here. The shotgun is going to be that pistol, but it was very, very close. 4v2 still. ImmenZ gets inside with the WoW from the basement up. Bios B is still underneath him. He knows Anthrax is in this room somewhere. Sorry, Furious is in this room somewhere. Goes into that barbed wire and is electrified. Thermite is taken out by Bios. There we go. Tries to repel up and owns. Shot down once again from underneath thanks to those cameras. There is the shotgun. And even a Deagle can't beat it. Furious G shutting it down with ease. And ImmenZ did not know what the hell to do against that.
Not at all, yeah. And again, those cameras are very strong.
Oh, those cameras were pivotal. Like,
yeah.
Bios peeked outside from that garage 3 times, picked up 3 kills. How do you know to do that? Well, he had those cameras to show it.
Yeah, there's, I mean, the amount of, the element of surprise that the attacking teams have always had, which, again, I mean, most of the maps are still slightly defender favored as far as overall wins to losses, correct? I believe that's most of the, at least on Xbox. I'm pretty damn sure that defenders have won.
I'm pretty sure on Xbox defense.
Yeah, at least like 60-40 on most maps, and to then go and have this huge amount of intel and totally wipe that element of surprise that the attacking team normally has. I mean, and we just saw it there. Vitality knew every single player and where they were coming in from, and just met them there every single time.
Yeah. So what are you going to do with your cameras, Owens? You've already thrown 1 out, so that's inside the server room somewhere. Next one. Put it on the bridge, perhaps? Not a bad idea to watch the cross from this building. Looking for this drone first. Here's it, kills it. Easy peasy lemon squizzy.
No, he's not here.
I was hoping you'd do that. Still unsure about his extra placements. Still drone hunting, still waiting for his team to set things up. Crack this one open. I'm going to throw it out into the car.
Right on the sedan. Nope.
Okay.
Must locate and defuse a bomb.
Can put it on the wall there and watch the thermite, but it's also very easy to spot. Comes up the back end, throws it out. Towards the boat. That one lands on top
right
of the quad block. Nice. Doesn't give coverage of the doorway to the garage quite like the one that Vitality used does, but gives coverage all the same of that back side of the building, and we'll use his last one in this small little corridor, which can be quite important should it get pushed. So, that's where he's put his. Where are Vitality putting their Blackbeard? Well, as is no surprise I think to anyone, with an ACOG on the other building to start with, and their heads across towards B windows. He's attacked by Climax as he tries to run across the gap, but survives it.
You blew it, Climax.
Next peek. That ain't gonna work. I don't think anyone's ever done that successfully.
No.
Peek a Blackbeard once and miss, so peek him again and get away with it.
That's when you pack up and leave.
Downstairs inside the kitchen, Bios downed Weekend and then killed him, but while he was killing him, he does get downed by Equinox himself. Now Equinox is hunting to try and finish off his kill, but he's going to run straight into Crisco. Neither of them really landing good shots, but Equinox will get the final headshot. Then comes around and finishes off Bios B before he finishes getting hunted down. Down behind him, Squall will take down Climax as well, and well, Buck is incredibly low after having to run away from Owens coming down the stairs, so both of those two incredibly low on health. Furious Street journey from outside to WoW holding this corridor. Squall is now outside. This wall's been thermited open and this big, terrifying Blackbeard is there. Equinox opens the door and runs out into the car park, does get spotted and immediately proned away goes Squall. While spraying in Furious G. There's Owens coming around the corner and Squall with a quick flick takes him down. Stops him before he can get to Furious G in the plant. To WoW spraying through the wall, actually didn't get too close to that thermite while he was planting. It's 3v2 on defense. Equinox comes in as Anthrax manages to down him in the connector. DeWow now the last man against 3. Here's the plant go down again. Tries to make his mind up. Do we go and deal with Equinox? Not through that way. Anthrax is there and he misses the shots. Now Furious G dances across the gap and slaughters him in the corridor. Vitality once again taking a comfortable attack round. Everyone there just covering the different angles that could have been pushed. And as soon as they reveal themselves to one angle, someone peeks from a different one and shots him down. There we go.
Right.
Well, peeks Anthrax from the window, and Anthrax says, yeah, he's here at the window. Okay, he's reloading now, he's gone back in. And bam, that's a free kill for Furious G once he finished the plant.
Just a lot of early unnecessary peaks from ImmenZ that ultimately make their better, more dug-in players have to come out. And by that point, then it's just, like you said, there's just so many angles on them. No matter where they go, they're done.
So, time for a second bomb site from Vitality. They're going to go downstairs to the kitchen project room. I suspect we might see a lot of the same cameras here.
Yeah.
Because they will still give the coverage required.
I mean, with the size of this map and everything, I mean,
Attackers need to locate and
the cameras outside are just they're very strong. No matter which, it doesn't really matter which bomb site. I mean, they see so much of the building.
target located. Second floor.
Interesting to see if they have multiple selections. These cameras will still give similar coverage.
Right.
Because once teams start to do their research on their opponents, they'll figure out, alright, Vitality put a camera here and they put a camera here every round. Easy kills.
Yeah, and but I think that's the nice part is there's enough crap going on outside, there's enough things and objects and things like that where as long as the cameras are in a general vicinity, they can still cover that, but it will make them a lot more difficult to kind of track them down and find, which at the very least will stall for a little time. It may lead into a meta where defenders are kind of going for picks on the attackers that are running around looking for the cameras. You know, certain things like that. Window peeks on, all right, he's going to go look for our camera and take this out. If he's not well covered or something, maybe you get an angle on where you know attackers will go to find these cameras.
True, true. I thought Climax might have actually spotted that one come out, but it does not appear that he did. Larry's not willing to kill it yet. We can then, right next to the garage, who's very confident that there's no one in there this time around, and that's because DeWow's there. So, happy for that, but now Bios is in the window behind him. Sticks his head just out there, but well, nice enough to let him keep it for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Puts him down on one singular health point, though. Makes it very hard for him to poke out again. We can crawl up the window and just about get the kill without being killed.
Barely deserved that one.
Also down. I think he's on 2 HP instead of just 1. But ultimately,
some credit. That's like 6. Come on.
No, that's not 6.
Well, certainly isn't now.
Nope, it's 50 now. That's smart though.
It is. It is.
Getting himself down and revived for the refresh. Inside, Furious G will get the first kill of the round then for Vitality, and it is on a full health Climax. That spans 12, putting him out of his misery very, very quickly. And as we have seen time and time again, teams holding this kitchen and map room bomb site will do so from the top floor. Throw a camera out onto that balcony, which is immediately killed off. Now Weekend's looking for it. DeWow's also at the other window now, but he knows he's safe from both of them here. If either of them want to come in and get him, they're both going to line up for his shotgun, and we saw it before. Anyone that tries to come in and line up for a shotgun kill, like in the A-bomb site of Hereford, going to get shot down very fast. DeWow drones in, finds exactly which corner he's in, and now he's going to be pinned as he tries to peek out. Weekend sees him, but can't get the shot off in time. And here comes Ash stalking behind him. Sprints out, takes down one with him. Going to be happy with that.
Yep, I'd take Blackbeard.
Especially when it's Blackbeard, yeah.
That's a good trade.
3 versus 3. With Blackbeard off the table and not a lot of health on this ImmenZ lineup. Vitality with 30 seconds left to hold it. Going to be pretty happy with this as Criscu makes it an easy 3v2 shortly afterwards. Through the trap door, I believe. He shot. Yeah, I think he destroyed the trap door, which made him fall through and then killed him.
Yep.
That or
that's fantastic.
Ash destroyed the trap door herself. Either way, Criscu was there waiting for it. ImmenZ drops the drone down in, immediately goes prone, and actually turns away from the man, which I'm pretty sure he saw in the camera.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes, he didn't. And now he's just got to rush in. He's got 4 seconds. He's got to plant. He's got to get through a door. He's not even going to have the time for it. Down he goes. Score with the final kill, giving Vitality a 3rd comfortable round. And once again, ImmenZ just could not find the opening they felt they needed. Every time they think they grabbed a kill and they got an advantage, as soon as they turned around to go and make a play with it, Vitality had someone there waiting for them to immediately level it back out.
Clearly still the far stronger team, Vitality right now.
So, what do you think this means for our new squads? If ImmenZ are an older team, seed number 6, that have got to keep their spot and are still having this much trouble with Vitality, What do you think the new teams have in terms of chances?
I mean,
against this
I
team?
think, honestly, I'm more excited to see the new teams. I think it's that's the beauty of a game that's so young into esports. You know, if we were doing some big, long-established title here, then sure, it'd be okay, where'd these new teams come from? But since this is the second season ever, I feel like hopefully the initial first season kind of sparked some players to sit there and go, I think I could contend against these guys and like get serious, get a team together. So I think it'll be good to see what some of the newer teams can do against some of these big teams like Vitality, because I don't think they're already the end all. Like suddenly just the first 5 players to sit down and get to the finals are just the best Rainbow Six players to take Xbox.
10 seconds to go.
I'd like to
There's
think.
definitely a lot of growth to go, or I hope there's still a lot of growth to go.
Right, exactly. And I think each season, you know, we always see everybody in the chat going, wow, these are pro players, blah, 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 I can play better than them. And then hopefully maybe some teams decide, maybe I actually can and really get a team together and get here to the finals, or get here to the Pro League.
Owen didn't pick up that first black eye that he went a bit early with.
Yeah,
So he's now got none left, and there's 2 sitting in very much similar spot.
right.
Let's see if that comes back to bite him or not. Although, to be fair, he didn't even use that last one, the 4th one in the first round.
Well,
so
that's for killing a down but not outplayer. You catch him like a Pokeball.
here is that camera. Throw a black eye at him and catch him like a Pokeball.
Yeah.
Hey.
Or for selfies, defender selfies. You gotta
Defender
save one of
selfies,
them.
yeah.
Defender selfies is big.
Does the PC North America selfie bounty still exist?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I'm gonna say yeah, it does.
Alright.
We'll have to make that call on Thursday.
Alright.
See how we're feeling.
We'll watch. Wait and see. Has the Vitality of 2 minutes left, and they've still got to attack this upper bomb site. Squall just spots the camera and goes, oh, okay.
It's a quality placement.
Yeah, I'll do then. Then oh, maybe there's another one
Yeah,
behind me that
it's-
was that meant to be, and there is one, but
Ready to breach.
it's not quite
Stagger's bomb
spotting it.
diffuser has been dropped.
If anything, I guess it served to confuse him. He's sitting there like, was that it? Did he throw 2? I'm very lost. Why, there's the camera right there.
Yeah, Kanal sprints across the gap. He's now crawling back towards the hallway, and he's about to reveal
your
himself.
face is
Oh,
gonna-
Bios just
why'd
blew
you
in too
shoot
soon.
Bios?
And he still beats across the gap. Actually gets the kill on Crisco as he comes up, and then gets down the stairs, and still gets away with it.
Wow.
Wow, Equinox.
That was...
Should not have got either of those kills, but he did it. Good job to him. Might just got the first round on the board here for ImmenZ then. Anthrax hanging outside the A-bomb site windows. Squall outside the A-bomb site door. Takes out the camera through the smoke. With a minute on the clock though, they've still got no smoke charges left to hold them out there. Squall peeks in and down goes Climax, so definitely no smoke charges left now. Diffuser is still in Thermite's hands. Furious is not sure whether he's ready to go in and plant yet. They want a couple more picks first, and Anthrax will give them one. Owns is dead.
Evening it back up.
Yeah, and to be fair, the players left have very little health. Weekend takes down Anthrax on the windows, trying to peek around and pre-fire the plant, but it's not going to stop it. It's been done. Weekend comes out. Squall is there to put him on his backside, and does so. Outside the door, Equinox is thinking about peeking for it, and he does. He comes out. Dewell takes down Furious G. But Equinox finished off with the Deagle from Squall. He's got no ammo in his main weapon. Does he think he has time to reload it? He doesn't. He's going to keep the Deagle out.
One
Coming out the
Deag.
doorway. The one Deag is not real,
Oh.
but the multiple Deags will be, and Squall ultimately picking up, I think, a total of 4 kills that round.
Yeah. Squall, way to go, bud.
Even without the shield on it, secures it. And Vitality do not drop around yet.
And I feel like that, if they were going to, that was the one.
Yep, that was the round for ImmenZ to take.
That might have just broke ImmenZ there.
Currently, going to go down 1 round to 10 in this first series.
Yep.
Unless they can bring out a magical attack here, which they're back onto the top floor, which they've already failed at once and failed out dramatically. Vitality had a very, very strong hold on that floor. ImmenZ got to do something new. There's the Blackbeard, there's the Pulse locked in for the last 2. And here it comes. The last hurrah, potentially last hurrah for ImmenZ. Furious G didn't have any of his cameras found last time around. They're going to be happy with that. So I suspect we'll see them placed in the same place again. We'll find out as they begin their setup.
I mean, I feel like they're easy enough to find on the inside. It's pretty good glowy blue, but...
I mean, you saw there in the last round, Squall sees one through the smoke.
Right, yeah. It's very, they're pretty easy to spot inside. It's that outside play that's just devastating with them.
Yeah.
Especially just, like I said, on a map like this, you go to like the overhead and see, I mean, just the amount of objects, of things for your eyes to take in when you're running around trying to find this tiny little, that thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's tough.
Attackers recovered the
Nothing too early here for Furious. Throws it out with ease. Sticks it to the bell tower. And then throws this one out the back. And, well, as you said,
attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Sits there on that toilet, which we can't even see really, even though we know it's there. There we go.
Yeah,
that little
there
black
it is.
lump.
Yeah, right
and
in the
if
corner.
we,
That's perfect.
Go up and look over this side. This thing. Actually, that one's pretty easy to spot because of one big white ball. But again, you've got to know it's there and expect it to be there. Bios just sees Criscu sprint across this gap, goes to try and join him.
And I mean, as an attacker too, you're already splitting your attention, paying attention to windows, making sure you don't get that cheeky peek from a defender, and now all of a sudden you have to be looking the entire map, all the way up to that satellite, all the way down to the little corner of that porta potty. Just a lot of places you have to be suddenly watching with 5 people.
Men's journeying out all over the place. They've seen Bios now here inside the walkway. He does manage to jump to safety back around the corner instead of being hunted down here by Equinox, but he's got to stay in and be very cautious now because he does not have a lot of health left. Sprints across the gap, gets away with it. Weekend will now come around to try and pressure him from a different angle here outside the model room. This is the kind of play here where Vitality would have already had a second player on this window.
Right.
Whereas ImmenZ had to do it late, and doing it late means the Pulse is there waiting for you,
exactly.
And Criscu takes Weekend down very fast.
The timing's just totally off. Absolutely.
That was ambitious, Criscu.
Yeah.
I've got a shotgun, he's got a G36. I'll sprint across this gap and win the fight.
Right.
No.
That wasn't it.
No. So Equinox taking him down, but they've already lost their fuse elsewhere as well, so there's still a man advantage here in Vitality's favour. Equinox has got a man in the basement. It is Blackbeard, and he's looking to come on up, but the drone from Owens will help Equinox push forward a little way further. Barbed wire is still here, though, as he did not manage to kill it out with that Ash charge. Furious still running around on this floor. Owens will stop him, though, having repelled on the window. Shut down that Valkyrie, so it is back to a 3v3, but there's not a lot of health here on the... Never mind, the Bandit. But he can still kill the Blackbeard. He does not mind. 36 seconds on the clock then, and 2 members alive for ImmenZ. They've got to push in. They've got to kill 3, or they've got to plant. Right now, Owens is up top and is in the position to do so, but he needs Equinox's support, and he's being very slow about coming up because they know Bios is around here somewhere. Owens cannot get inside this wall. There is Bios finally taken down by Equinox, so it is a 2v2, but with only 15 seconds, they've still got a lot of movement to make, and every second counts. There's barbed wire everywhere. Owens gonna try and plant a thermite charge in this wall, but the charge itself takes a good 3 seconds to go off. There's one behind the server rack. Here comes the charge. 3 seconds on the clock left. In and plant goes. Not gonna matter.
Couldn't do it.
Timed up 5-0.